The time for talk is now.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
What episode number is this, D?
11, I think.
Wow.
Barely 11.
Barely 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been doing this for like 36 weeks. We're episode 11.
We're 11. It's the schedule. It's
It really is,
the
man.
way our
trying
schedule is.
to get us all in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
Noticeably absent this week is going to be our right-hand man, fourth wheel, Richard Burmaster.
Nah, he don't do shit.
He's,
Yeah.
at the bathhouse.
He normally sits to my left, but I got a better guest today.
Yeah. You'll notice we have UFC Bantamweight Adrian Yanez in the house with us.
Hey, man, how you guys doing?
Yeah, good,
Shit,
man.
Rich saw that I was going to be here and said, I'm dipping.
Yeah, he said no
He's
thanks.
not coming.
Seriously, he said no.
That's his noticeable favorite quote. No thanks. He said, Adrian Yanez, no thanks.
We're powered by Howlerhead Whiskey.
Always getting that monkey spirit in us. Hey, Diego isn't very heavy into his cup yet, so he probably doesn't have any sound effects for us this
How you
week.
doing over there?
Just got me in the rookie stages of it.
Yeah.
All right, rookie stages, so he's not quite at the Howlerhead monkey sound effect stage yet.
Just feel free to grab
Oh, feel free?
refill. There's
Oh.
Coke Zero down here.
Coke
We
Zero?
hide them because they don't sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
no,
try to hide
100%.
them because they're not
no
sponsored.
free
Yeah, I
advertising.
gotta
Actually,
pay
let's
for that.
bleep Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Bleep it.
Well, real quick for the record, Diego doesn't cut shit.
Okay.
So, if you say something you ain't supposed to say, there's nothing back.
Nothing gets beeped out. Nothing gets cut. There's no editing. It's like whatever you say makes it live.
I'm cutting it now.
We,
Diego's the most dangerous man in podcasting.
We got a lot of shit to catch up on, huh?
Oh,
We
yeah.
do, man. We got like the last three
We haven't done
events,
man.
man.
We haven't done a
Fury in
podcast.
Edinburgh, our most recent one in Houston, and our inaugural Challenger Series.
Yeah.
We got a lot to cover, a lot to catch up on.
Did you make it to any of those cards?
Mostly the ones that I've been cornering.
Did you have anybody on Challenger card?
Challenger, which one was that one?
That's the Cody Steele was the main event. on
Cody
that
Steele was the
card.
main event. I think we had Donovan, Francisco, and Nathan. I think so. Yeah.
Donovan. No, that was the one before.
That was the one before?
Yeah, that was the one at Bayou City.
No. That wasn't Bayou City. That was I've only been
Escapade?
to the one. Yeah, the Escapades. Yeah.
Escapade. Donovan?
Or
Yeah, he
Imagine
fought for-
Venue. They
yeah,
don't
he-
like if you call it Escapade
Oh,
for some reason, even though it's on the building.
Oh yeah, Donovan Manuel. He
Yeah.
fought Alton.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's break these title fights down real quick. We had Cruz and Terrell.
Cruz and Terrell.
The females, Dania Cruz and Amber Terrell was a
Oh,
105 title.
man. What a
Yeah.
banger, man.
What do you think?
Dude, I'm a fan of Amber Terrell's.
Yeah.
She's been on our earliest cards. She started her career with us. Man, I'm not surprised by the outcome, but I mean, it could have gone either way. Donnie is a beast, but Amber showed how much her game has improved,
Right.
from those early Fury days.
Yeah, she's a dog, man. She goes in there and she knows exactly what she wants.
She's
and
not trying to take
leaving
anybody to
without
the
it.
ground. She's trying to finish strong and make it an exciting fight. She does what it takes. If it's going to go to the judges, she does what it takes to impress the judges.
And that's her last amateur fight.
Oh, she's
She
going pro
won
now,
that.
right?
That's going to be her last. We got Mia and Alexandra Carlson. Mia looked great.
Yeah,
115 pound
Talking about
female
killers.
Miami title.
Oh, yeah. No,
Who-
we're watching that from the top, looking down, man. We're
Mia goes at it.
We're just going crazy. We're going crazy on our side.
Y'all had some females that used to come out of y'all's gym. What happened?
Oh,
them.
yeah. What's it called?
Cameron
Madison.
Smotherman ran him off.
Cameron Smotherman ran
Sending
him
dick
off.
pics. Cam sending dick pics to him and
No,
shit.
yeah. No, man. Madison. No,
You got-
Sorry,
She got-
Cam.
she got
Diego
audience
doesn't
today.
beep anything.
Her and
it's gonna get out.
Are gonna be due with the baby here pretty soon.
So she's not fighting anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't believe so. I think she's loving like the life that she's living right now. So
Makes sense.
she had great potential. She had power in her hands. And
100%.
I seen her drop a guy before, so I was like, yeah.
Was it Cameron?
I will neither.
He's not going to confirm
or
or deny it, right?
Yeah.
Pleading the fifth.
Yeah,
Good way to play it.
we talked about this the other night when I was doing a podcast with Ike and them, and they brought up Kristen and Madison when they had they fought twice for me.
Oh, shit.
Kristen Kotinik and Madison
Oh,
Wood.
yeah.
And they were wars, and
Kotinik. The cat, Kotinik. She's
And
going to
anyway,
correct us.
either
online.
one of them would have been a great fight for Mia.
Oh,
now that
100%.
Mia's in the mix.
Oh,
100%.
man.
Now we
Yeah.
got to be looking for that. But Mia got that dub. She'll be back in February. Then we had Alex Rago and Hayden Bryars. This one was
A little bit of an upset, would you say?
Man, I don't know. I mean, Alex was 7-3 coming from Factory X. and he took the fight immediately. He did not want another amateur fight, and I told him if he took this fight, we'd give him a 4-fight deal when he left the cage, whether he won or lost.
Nice. We'll definitely earn that one.
Yeah, so he's going to be making his pro debut here pretty soon, probably in January for us on the next Challenger Series. But Hayden Briers missed weight going into
That's
that.
right. See, it's coming back to me. He missed by what, like a pound?
I think 3
3?
pounds.
Okay, I thought it was a little closer than
I think
that.
it was 3. And
So
Rego
even
was
if he
really
even if he
upset.
would have won, he would have had to
would've
relinquish
got
the title
yeah.
because he didn't make weight.
And Rego was really upset, but they ended up taking the fight, and he squeezed out a decision. It was close, and
Yeah.
I think it could have went either way.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we got Charles Guy Donovan fought Arlton Audrey.
Yeah. Man, Alton is just
He's a
just,
beast,
he just
man.
doesn't stop.
No,
He's
relentless.
If he grabs onto something, he's not letting it go to the very end. And I'll say like this, even just like training with Donovan, like that guy has scary type of power.
Yeah.
Like he has super scary power. And the fact that like Arlton just like was able to weather that and like continuously like to keep fighting for the position. He never there was not one spot where he was comfortable until like the finishing sequence, man. So I was like, man, like you're able to control a guy like that, and just like, cause I trained with Donovan personally, so he's like still a little green, but at the same time, like he's working his way, still like
He's
finding his
seasoned
way through.
amateur.
Seasoned amateur, and he got the power. He definitely has so much potential. So
For sure.
like the Arlton, man, that was just like it. But also, these are the points of the amateurs too, because it gives Donovan like so much stuff that he can work on too.
Yeah,
but
it's
also
that experience, man.
But also for someone like Arlton, man, like the way he handled like the adversity, like getting hit hard and still coming back and coming through, like, man,
Kind of shows that he's ready to go pro, I think.
Yeah.
Well, from the opening bell, like Donovan started launching.
Oh, 100%.
And he connected a couple of them, and then you just saw Arlton shoot and reshoot and reshoot and go for the ankle, go for the leg. Finally, he got him down, and it was like you could kind of see that it was something that Donovan hadn't experienced yet. Because once he finally got him down and got on top of him, it was like, okay, this is the end of it. Much.
Arlton, is he at Main Street now?
Yeah.
And he started out
left
with
Drew.
Drew Ratajczak,
Yeah, he
the
left-
American Competitive Systems,
he left
right?
Drew, and
so
he
he got a
went-
great base, with Drew, and
He
then
went with Messina to Revolution, and then he's over at Main Street. He's actually dropping to 145.
I mean, the pedigree of the coaching that he's had, throughout his amateur career. I mean,
And
you can tell why he's so good and why he's so prepared.
I think he's like 7 or 8 fights in as an AMI already.
Yeah, I mean, he's
So-
got to be on the cusp of, going pro.
He wants to fight it. He wanted to fight for the featherweight AMI belt, and I told him I want to see you make weight at 45 first. He's a big 55er.
Yeah.
So he's going to make 45 on January 15th, and then if he wins, I'll give him a featherweight AMI title fight, and then we'll turn him pro.
What is it with these guys that want to go down to weight divisions that are so challenging?
I don't know. I mean, you've never dropped weight to lower than 35, have you? Did you fight at
No.
25?
No, I made my MMA debut
55,
at
right?
55.
Could you imagine if he would have
then
dropped to
45,
125?
yeah. Oh, there
Him
was
and Silva in there.
there was a point in time where I could have made 25. But yeah, now I'm just too big.
You got a baby now.
Yeah.
Baby. Yeah,
Got
now
the daddy weight.
Yeah, it just started packing on. Now it's crazy because like my job that I was doing, like I was consistently walking, like I was doing something physically, and I kept my run because kept everything really high paced. So like I was walking around at times like 42, 43, like walking out
You
the
could have made
gym.
25.
I could have made 25.
Back when
but-
he was robbing pawn shops.
Yeah.
He's always on the run. Always on the move.
No, but right after, honestly, once I got the contenders call, and once I made it full time, I just started settling in. And now, like, it's getting hard for me to stay underneath 160. Now I'm like, damn, all right,
You're growing into that body
yeah.
right now.
Also, a lot more stakes.
Yeah.
Time to move up to featherweight.
Main event AMI fight on that Challenger Series card was Miles Banks and Robert Olivares. Miles is a big dude, man.
God, man.
The heavyweight champ we got, Miles Banks.
Oh,
with the dreads coming out of the woods.
yeah.
One of Adam Copley's guys, War
6'6".
Training Center.
Yeah, he's 6'6" and
Jeremy Mahone.
250.
That guy, he's on the fast track.
That was his last AMI fight.
I thought we talked about that before. This was going to be his last AMI fight, so he's going pro now.
February 5th in Houston.
Oh, man.
Pro debut.
It's on.
Damn.
That's crazy how I can
Yeah.
launch these cards because, like, we already have through February next year matched. Like, there's a couple TBAs here and there to fill, but the cards are
That's why we've got to, you got to stack those cards because a lot of the fights fall off and whatnot. You build them so far out for a reason.
Then we had y'all's guy Abondo at the opening pro fight.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Yeah, he looked really, really good. I just want him to get out of his own head. I just want him to get out of his own head. That's
No
like
more 125 for him?
I have no idea. He's getting big, but also like, man, his job is like kind of holding him back, like, because he's like, if he goes down to 125, everything kind of just starts like he does the outwork and the output isn't there. So I'm like, do I want him to like, because I feel like he's a small 35er, but also like he's too big to be at 25, like, and also like everything diminishes on his end, like the work rate. Like I was like, I'd rather
25.
Yeah, going to 25. Like I seen him. I asked him what he was eating, like when he was trying to make 25 the last time around. I remember asking him, I was like,
ramen
hey, bro,
noodles.
like he's like, no, I was like man, I eat like
he's eating
like
steaks with Yanez.
I eat this, I eat that. I'm like, that doesn't sound like you're eating enough, my guy.
Yeah.
Like you look like you're about to pass out, like just like from not eating enough. And after that, went back up. I'm like, man,
Went to 35. I mean, he's got plenty of bantamweights to train with.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he got a lot of great.
Y'all's gym is mostly loaded with 35ers, huh?
35ers, a couple 45ers, and we got Ray, and then we got a couple 70ers, but like
Ray at 55.
Yeah, Ray at 55. I know he tried to make 45, but I think he can make. I think he can make it. It's just like not in like 2-3 weeks. It has to be a process.
But I think that he could put some muscle on and be a big 55.
Oh, 100%.
Like I think 55 is easy for him.
Oh, for him, yeah.
He looks good at 55.
Yeah. He has power, but it's stupid because, man, like whenever I'm training with him, every once in a while, like, man, his punches don't look hard, but then all of a sudden you get hit by one, and you're like, what the fuck? How the fuck did this happen?
Brick hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Bondo looked good though at 35. Then we had Tony Toro made his debut. Mm-hmm. Cameron's familiar with Toro.
Yeah. They fought. That was Cameron, one of his last amateur fights, right, for the title.
Yeah, he knocked him out.
Knocked him out. Yeah, he told me for that fight he wanted his nickname to be the Matador. So I went with it.
Oh no!
And whenever Tony Toro heard that, he like looked across the cage and he's like, "Really, man?" And Cam just kind of looked at him, kind of shrugged, like, "Hey, this is what it is."
I'm gonna show you.
And it was on. It was a great fight from what I remember.
Was that like during the COVID times?
That was the
that was the
fight
first hard
after COVID.
Yeah, because I remember because I wasn't there for that one. I remember because I wasn't there.
Oh,
for
that's why you won.
Yeah.
But no, Kristen Kotinik was on that one too.
With Madison.
She fought.
Madison Wood.
Yeah, Madison Wood.
Wait, was that like? I swear, like what?
That was
Are
a
you sure
banger,
that
man. Like
that was in Humble, right?
Yeah, that was at the Humble Civic Center.
Yeah, because I remember. Wait, no.
It was Humble.
We're gonna have to get a microphone in front of Cam if we keep talking to him.
No, man, I honestly, no. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I wasn't there for that one either. I remember watching that on the Facebook live streams.
And that's back before our UFC Fight Pass deal.
Yeah,
we're still earning our wings.
See, you know, and that's what I kind of hated about the timing of like me getting into the UFC. I didn't get to fight on the Fear UFC Fight Pass. So,
It sounds like such a terrible thing. I got to fight in UFC now, man. God.
No, because I'm just like, man,
sure.
I had
I feel you, man.
I had a lot of great
I feel the
fights
same way.
there,
I feel the same way. It's like, man, I wish we could have had Yanez on one of these UFC Fight Pass main events.
Man. Oh yeah, and then that one right before COVID had happened. That would have been a great one.
Who were you gonna fight?
I was gonna fight Ricky Tercios.
That's
we
right.
We
had such a
stacked
stacked card, and the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation waited until like the last possible minute. They conducted weigh-ins and everything, and then fight day.
Man,
it's like 2 hours before. I know 2 hours before the doors open, they decide, oh yeah, we're going to shut it down. You know, under pressure from the city government and everything.
It was like in 10 years, I've never
ever
had to cancel a card.
And it's through no fault of yours, obviously, and everybody knows that now. But God, I remember being really pissed off because they shut down the rodeo earlier in the week, and I messaged you. I was like, dude, we should offer like 50% off or something if you have a rodeo ticket, something to generate, you know, get people to come out and have a good time and not be afraid of this thing that they're trying to scare everybody with. And we're kind of going with it, and then they shut it down like at the very last minute. They could have not conducted the weigh-ins. They could have said, hey, this might not happen, but they went ahead, and I'm sure you had to pay a fee and have all that taken care of. Anyways, I won't dive into the politics of all that, but it really pissed me off whenever they made us cancel like a couple of hours before the doors were supposed to open. Like, you could have done this.
All of our
at any point
expenses
before
pretty much stayed the same,
Yeah.
except we had to give all the ticket money back.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have to,
Yeah,
But it was
but
the
no,
honorable
but
thing to
you're the
do, I
honorable
mean.
type of promoter. You're not the kind of guy that's going to say, "Oh, sorry, you know,
I mean, we
no
talked
refunds."
We talked about some
Yeah.
promoters the other day that, like, ran the weigh-ins
Yeah.
and then canceled the event the
Yeah,
next
what-
day and
oh,
kept everybody's
man,
ticket money.
What were their names?
remember.
What were their names?
I got one in my head,
Yeah.
and it starts with the R that took off with the money.
Yeah.
I remember that was
We
the
don't have to say
Galveston
names
promotion.
on here.
It starts with the R. Rich
Rich
Burmaster.
Burmaster? Yeah, that
I
bastard.
know.
That's why he's not here. He's spending that
Well,
money
they
in
had that
Jamaica.
Big Dog Promotions in Galveston that did that shit, I
Yeah.
think, one time and took
Really?
off with, like, Mike
Yeah.
Bronzoulis' ticket. Oh, no, Mike Bronzoulis actually didn't turn his shit. He's like, I'm keeping mine.
Yeah,
Man.
I remember that. all
That's
too
one way to go
vividly.
about doing business. If
Yeah.
you
There was a
don't want
couple
to
at
stay in
Escapade
business.
that happened that the promoters before, this was years ago, that kept the money, like when the
Really?
Power Ranger was supposed to fight. And
Oh, okay.
it's like back in
Yeah, that was
09,
probably like 08, 09, right? Yeah, that was
before our days, really.
10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's no way to do business, though.
No, hell no.
That was that was Challenger Series. Up next after that, what do we have? Edinburgh?
Well, we're not even done with Challenger Series.
Oh, I thought you wanted to move on, man. I see you swiping and scrolling.
That's how long the list.
18,
of the
we had
fighters
18.
It
is.
sounds
on this card.
like they're coming in with a wrecking ball behind us. What's
I think-
going on at DNA Studios today?
They're remodeling. They're
Is,
adding a
are
second
we
floor.
catching all this background noise?
hope
Is
not.
any of that making air? 'Cause it's
hope
pretty
not.
loud.
We had Hector Sainz.
That's Sam pushing in stools in the room behind us.
Hector Sainz is now 4-0 at 55.
Eric didn't hear that one, or else he would have lost his
Yeah.
shit.
Pushing stools. He fought Jason Rivera, and then the main event was Cody Steele. Moving to 2-0.
Man, yeah.
170. Cody's a little badass, man.
He's
155er, actually.
he's a problem. He is a problem.
Yeah, he is.
Like no, like I definitely see that guy. Like like you said it's 2 or 3 now.
Cody?
3, yeah, 3 now.
2-0.
Man, like with his skills that he has right now, I think 3 more fights that
Yeah, he's
he's off
25.
he's off to the races.
Max,
He's off to the races.
yeah.
What
Max.
would you like say to these younger guys like Cody, like the best way to get to the UFC?
Honestly,
point?
at this point, it's just
Win your fights.
Continuously just to fight. Like it really doesn't.
A healthy fight.
It's if you're healthy, fight. Especially nowadays, like right now, I tell like I actually
Should he
I
pick
was-
and choose opponents?
There's the kind of like a counterbalance to it. Like you don't want to send your guy to like a guy who's fighting 10-0. For somebody that might work.
Obviously, yeah. I don't think
that
Eric
might
would do
work.
something like that.
That might work, but at the same time, there's also that small is like I don't think that fight's right for right now.
Right.
It's like there's also like man, like you know what, y'all are 2 really fucking good fighters. I don't think y'all should fight right now. I feel like you should wait till that fight means something for the both of you. Don't fight too early. We're like, because man, look, like I even go back to myself. I fought Levi. And we're both like super tough like competitors. I fought him early on.
That's
I
your
lost.
debut?
No, that was my second pro fight. I lost to him. But now, what does that mean for me or for him? It didn't really mean anything. That fight.
I think if you're gonna take a loss, you take it early.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just about to say,
And
man, you were young enough to recover from that.
Well, that's why I also think that's why you have the amateur fights. That's why you as an amateur, I don't care who Nathan came up to me and was like, "Hey, what do you think about this fight?" I was like, "Bro, dude, I think you're the best amateur 35er right now." It's like I don't care who you fight. It's like just fight somebody. Like you're good enough. I really don't care because even if you take a loss as an amateur, it's so much easier to recoup and be like, all right, cool. I fixed this and
sure.
I fixed that. You go pro, you fix the holes. And as a pro, if you're trying to make it long term and long term for you, you have to almost guide yourself. But also at the same time, if you're just one of those fighters who just takes tough fights and wants to take tough fights, sometimes your record might reflect. I feel like for me,
I can think of a couple of guys just off the top of my head that have that scenario going on right now.
like I know for someone like me, like I took those losses, I fought those tough guys, and I look back at their record, I was their tough fight.
Yeah.
They only had one tough fight, and that was me.
Right.
And then they got shipped off to the UFC. I'm like, oh shit. But also for me, I had a counterbalance of some opponents dropped out. I got a late notice replacement, or I took a tough fight, beat that guy, and then right after my loss, I learned from it. And I still took, I guess you could say, towards my end of my regional career, I did take a couple losses, but it also helped me. It also helped me improve, especially at that.
it helped you
those,
patch the holes in your game that you might have had or whatever.
Yeah, because as an amateur, I fought as many tough fighters as I could, but at that time, like nobody was saying yes, and even partially even now
You're staying busy.
Yeah, trying to.
Yeah.
You started training what year?
In year I think because I think I started training 2009. I believe started training, then I had my first fight in 2011.
And you walked into Metro?
I walked into Metro in 2012.
So where'd you start training?
I started training at Elite MMA in like the Baytown location.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started off with Jordan Rivas, Robert Yamashita, and all those.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was training with them. Then they ended up switching gyms.
And I know, like, going back, your dad was a boxer. Or
Yes.
a boxer,
Yeah.
Is that what got you into it?
Yeah, because man, it's one of those things. Like every Saturday, there was always like ESPN fights and all that shit. Like we were watching all the biggest pay-per-views and all that stuff. So like
Before HBO got out of the fight game.
we were watching, and at that time, I was watching like Pacquiao, I was watching De La Hoya, I was watching Marquez. So like that to me was like shit. These small guys are doing it. I knew I never was gonna be the biggest guy. Like shoot, the tallest person in my family on my dad's side was on my mom's side was my dad. So I was like, hey, my dad's 5'10". Everybody else, I'm like the taller version of all my cousins. So
they were an inspiration to you. You knew if they could make it, you could too.
Yeah. That
So
was
when you walked into Elite in Baytown, did you walk in with the intention that I'm coming to train because I want to be a fighter?
Man, I was 15. I was fat. I was 200, my guy. I was 200.
Man.
I walked in. I was
Talk about
fat.
a lot of stakes, man.
I was like 5'3", 200 pounds when I walked in, and then I started doing the kick. They had kickboxing at the time. They took it out. I did the cardio kickboxing, and then they were like, well, like, we're about to get rid of this, so let's do jiu-jitsu. All right.
Cam Smotherman leaning in here like Bobby Brown. Hey, can you sing my prerogative? D, do you have the camera on Smotherman over here?
Yes. I got
We need a shot of that.
No, he needs the.
He's leaning in like he's getting ready to sing a 90s R&B video, man.
Just creeped in right over.
You know, some Jodeci, some Babyface.
So you were at Elite for what, 3 years?
Yeah, for 3 years, and then I went over to
Switch over to Saul, Metro.
Yeah.
And once you went to Metro, you were like, it's time to. Saul said, "Hey man, you're pretty good. It's time to fight it." He said, "Let's train, and then if this is what you want to do, we'll get you
once
things."
Saul told him, "Oh, you suck, man. We got a lot of work to do on your ass."
I got there like in April, May, and then I was fighting in August. I just told him, I was like, yeah, once I got there, I was like, my main priority is I just want to fight. And he's like, all right, cool, we'll get you a fight, but you got to drop down to 45. I was like, all right, cool, that was the plan. He's like, later on, I'm going to get you down to 35. I was like, I don't want to go down to 35. And I was like, I want to stay at 40.
He knew, man. He could see it, yeah.
And I was like, all right, like, because I thought it was going to be all sticks and bones and going down to 35. And then all of a sudden, he was like, nah, you're going to lean out. I was like, okay. Dropped down, finally got to 35, did the test run, fought Casey, and then I fought Peter Caballero, and then, two guys who
you know
actually,
who that is?
Yeah, both those two guys, man, still in the game, still fighting tough fights.
Man.
You
And
fought
so,
Casey Jones? Was your first Ami fight?
No, that was my first fight at 35. I fought Casey my first time going down
Your
to 35.
first fight was in Nico?
My first fight was Nico. Yeah, at 55.
55.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I fought him twice. I fought him at 55, and then I dropped down to 45. And the way that happened is Colin Cantrell made a mistake and thought I was Adrian Rodriguez or something like that. And it was like, yeah. I think Saul got it wrong because I think Saul was like, yeah, no, I think it's Rodriguez. Yeah.
So that's one thing. Like Saul
God.
Saul used to hit me up with a list for the cards, and everybody's name was fucked up.
Yeah. So it may not have been Colin's fault. It may not have been Colin's fault then.
So I would have like the right first name, the wrong last name, and I'd put these dudes in and get them registered and shit, and then the card would post, and Saul would call, "Where's my guy?"
That's
I said,
hilarious.
"He's right here." Like, that's not my guy. And then I'd send him the
That's
list
not
back.
Yanez.
Yeah, I sent him the list back, and it was like Cameron Kelly or something.
Yeah.
Man, who is this guy? Like,
I was calling Cameron.
Who's Adrian Smotherman?
I was calling Smotherman Summerthan back in the day.
Yeah, well, that's he sent me your name as Smotherine.
Yeah, no,
I think I remember reading that at some
I
point.
was there when he wrote it down. He was like, "Hey, what's your last name?" And then I told him I was like, "Smotherman." Yeah, I spelled it
So
for
I've
him.
been training here for 2 years, man. Don't even know my last name.
And he was writing it down, and I was like, Smother, and then he was like, "Huh? Never mind, fuck it." And, then, and I saw him make a mistake, and I was like, "Well, I'm scared of him. I'm not gonna correct him."
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Correct Saul?
So,
That was funny, man. So you had how many Ami fights?
I had 6.
Did y'all have a plan? Like, you got to do this many, you got to get a belt, you got to do...
No, it was just, honestly, it was just, for me at the time, it was just fight. Just fight. And I was like, pretty much the whole entire time, like, I was fighting, we were just kind of trying to see where I could do and where I can build up off of. And every single time I fought, the fight had only, like, gotten easier and easier and easier. And I was like, well, it got to the point where just like, I just gotta go pro, because there's nothing, like, I wasn't getting over wrestled, I wasn't getting out jiu-jitsu, I wasn't like getting hit, like I was knocking people out and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, go pro. Like, there's like literally nothing else. Like, there's like, at the time, for amateurs, I was like, I'm the best amateur. I don't want to be the best amateur, like, if that makes sense. So I was like, nah, I want to be the best fighter. So after that, I went pro, especially knocking out someone who was 5-0 at that time. Whenever I fought him, he was the best guy in Texas at the time. So I was all right, 5-0 versus 5-0.
Who was
it was Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, so me and him were both 5-0. 5-0.
That was your final Ami fight?
Final Ami fight, and I was like, all right, well, I fought the toughest guy out there at amateur, so I was like, all right, cool, it's time to go pro.
Yeah. And then you decide to go pro. How did you? Saul was already linked up with Mick.
Yeah, yeah.
For Legacy.
For Legacy, yeah, they had.
He had already been putting his pros in. Was Ray Trujillo at the gym when you started there?
No.
Bronzoulis and any of those guys?
Bronzoulis was he was out, but he came back in later.
Okay.
So it was like it was one of those. I started seeing those guys start coming in and out the gym a little bit more often. Like, I remember seeing Carlo Prater walk into the gym.
I remember Carlo.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Cam, don't be shy, dog. Powered by Howlerhead Whiskey, baby.
Hey, man, I'm powered up. I'm powered up
It's
already.
my prerogative.
Yeah, he's powered up.
See, look, you get close to Cam like that, man, he starts doing things.
Adrian
Do we have
knows.
any more Cero Coca?
Yeah, there's a lot of them in there.
All right. We're due.
Go ahead. Hook Cameron up. He's about to fall out of his seat.
I know, right?
Need
I
a
got
little
you.
bit more.
I got you.
Needs a
Cam.
shot.
Oh, man.
So you fight Peter, you make your pro debut,
Mm-hmm.
and was Legacy already on Access when you pro debuted?
At that time, yes. They're on Access, but
You fought on the undercard,
I
probably.
fought on the other undercard. Later on, they put it out there as like one of their fights on YouTube and stuff. But
Yeah.
I probably didn't get a main card slot until I fought Colin Wright.
I remember that fight too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a badass fight.
yeah, because I remember right after that Levi fight, I fought twice for Fury. Twice for Fury, and I had like great, like, pretty much, like, man, like, I remember I can remember and recall a lot of those times, like, man, I remember it was hard finding a fight and then people dropping out at that time. I was like, fuck. So, yeah, so
At that time.
yeah,
It still happens.
it's no.
Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, that's one
it's
thing
worse.
like that will never stop in this business, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I can have a card that looks so beautiful, and I'm like, man, look at this shit. And then, like, we get 2-3 weeks out, and guys start falling.
Yeah.
It starts changing.
Peer pressure.
And see, and that's the thing that sucks about these regional shows, man. Like, everybody wants to say they're a fighter until all of a sudden it's like 2 weeks out and you're just like,
Time to
oh
fight.
no, I gotta fight, I gotta go out there and fight. Oh yeah, you gotta cope. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
So, like, that's the tough part too, man. It's like man, this is why I'm like, man, like, if you wanted to fight, you chose and you signed the contract, why pull out later? Like, and especially these guys who have no reason. The no reason guys, like, man, like, no, bro, like, is it just because you're scared? If you're just like, every fucking fighter's scared, but yeah.
Dude, you remember that guy in San Antonio that left right before his fight and, like, took your gloves?
yeah.
Like, he was,
Dude,
like, getting ready to walk out and left.
They called the blue corner out, and this other guy was the red corner. They called the blue corner out. He walks out. The dude's in the cage, and then Wayne calls for the next guy. He never comes. And we're like, where the fuck is he? And then everybody's looking for him, and his coach comes running up. Dude, he walked out the back door.
Damn.
Took our fucking gloves with him.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, it was funny, though.
He thought it was
because-
free.
You gotta say his name.
I don't remember what his name is right now, but he was fighting Phil Platt. And I remember Phil Platt left the cage, and he comes running up the stairs. Yeah, I'm the winner. I won.
Man.
But I was like, dude, how fucking embarrassing. Like, If you're married to that guy, you fucking go home and pack your bags and you divorce him.
I forget his name, but I remembered it that night. And I reminded everybody that you wouldn't ever hear that name in our cage again.
You know, it was crazy. I still like there was that one time where I got a short notice fight and the guy was trying to pull like I remember I was like featured spot like one of the last 3 fights. Y'all moved me right to the very beginning of the card because he wouldn't leave. I was like, oh shit, all right.
Was that on my card?
Yeah, I was on your card. Yeah, he was like,
all right, dude, you're gonna.
He's
confident right now.
He's like we gotta go. We gotta go now. I remember that call. I was like, hey, we gotta go now. I remember being like halfway wrapped and like, all right, like fuck, okay, let's go.
Probably had to run to the back and tell him, hey man, I heard Adrian just like twisted his ankle. He can't walk. Go out there now before he heals.
Oh man. Yeah.
So what would you say? Would you say the Peter fight is your most memorable amateur fight?
My most memorable amateur fight it was definitely Peter. Peter fight especially, because man, he was 5-0. He was a tough guy coming in, and I was 5-0. Like it was like, for me, it was that like it's either like go big or go home type of deal, and I was like, yeah, and I had to go. I went I shot straight like a bat out of hell, fucking just trying to go after this guy. I was like, no, I knew I was the better fighter at that time, and I just went after him, and it showed. Like it showed.
Y'all
at that
go
time.
the distance, or you finished him?
No, I finished him in the last round. Like I was surprised he took all those shots because I was hitting him with some heavy shots.
Fight?
No, that was as an amateur, I was trying to get the title shot, but for some reason,
I said fuck you.
No, it wasn't. It was mixed. It was mixed. I was like, all right, well, I guess this is the one. It's like, if I'm not gonna get the title shot, like I might as well fight someone who's really tough. 5-0 and 5-0. So I was like, yeah, Peter was the right guy.
The 3-round fight. So that's your most memorable. What would you say your most memorable pro fight?
My most memorable pro fight was definitely
Miles Johnson.
like, yeah, no, 100%. No, that's the one that changed my whole like, because I was just doing this just because like man, I fought Levi, and Levi, man, going back to that Leo fight, but this also kind of makes me really kind of disappointed because he's literally like the guy that was like, he was so fucking good, but yet just like he's fat. He
was so close. He's right there on the cusp.
He was right there every single time. He just didn't make it, but then at the end, it was all him. He could have made it if he chose to have it. I even told Johnny Bedford this. It's like, bro, like, what's wrong with him? Like, dude, like, how's he doing? Is he doing good? And Johnny's like, well, it is what it is.
I think it kind of goes back to your point previously, like about Francisco and with a lot of fighters, man. Sometimes they just get in their own head.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if you could just get out of your own head, listen to your coaches. Do what they're telling you to do, and
they're both really.
You can make it.
They're both like, and the guys that you just said, like both of those guys are
it's a psychological
really
thing, really
good. Like they're really, really good. Like I wish, like I'm telling you, I wish Francisco fought how he would spar me and wrestle me, like dude.
Yeah.
Like
whenever he's comfortable, whenever he's in his element. And sometimes whenever guys get under those lights and cameras and everything, it's like, oh shit, man, just do what you know how to do. That's all. That's all they're recording. They're just trying to record what you know how to do. Go out there and fucking do what you do. But and then not everybody can do that.
Then I fought Domingo, and for me, I was like, that was that turning, not a turning point, but it was like, I'm on the verge.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how close I was until after I lost that fight. And I looked and it was like, oh shit. And then that
was at the arena?
That was at the arena. He got the contenders call next. And I was like, oh shit, I was right there. That was the one.
Yeah.
And then I fought 2 more times, wasn't in my right mindset and still like beating guys, and I wasn't in the right mindset, and I fought Miles. And I knew I didn't put everything into that fight. I knew it. Even in the back, I remember talking shit to myself and telling Saul, I was like, I didn't do enough. Like I don't know. Like I can't blame anybody but myself because I did all the work. It was a split decision, right? Yeah, it was a split decision. I had him hurt a couple times, so I was like, man, I just for whatever reason, I just didn't do it.
That was a title fight. Huh?
Yeah, and those
were great fights, man. Like for me, as a promoter, like I look at other promotions and. I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased to myself, and I want Fury to be the best.
Obviously, right.
We want to be the best, but I take nothing away from any other promotion, and I respect everybody that gets in this game and wants to put their money on the line and say, hey, I want to put on a show. Now, if you're going to do it just to make money only, then I think you're in it for the wrong
reasons, man.
But and at the beginning, I'm not going to lie, when I was just doing straight amateur events, I felt like, okay, well, I'm going to run this like a business. I want to make money. But once I took the leap and switched over to Fury and started doing pro, stuff, like I really wanted to build talent, and I wanted to be known as one of the best organizations that can put guys in the UFC.
A good business provides a service, and if you're doing a service for the fighters, then the money will follow. Right. People will come to see those guys fight. If you're just getting into it, okay, I'm going to put on 15 fights, and we're going to sell 1,000 tickets, and I'm going to make X amount of dollars. All right, well, good luck. But a good business provides a service, and our service at Fury, I think, is building fighters to get to that next level. I think we do it pretty good.
Well, we want to change lives, man. Like,
of course.
Obviously, if we could put somebody in the UFC and give them the opportunity to make 6 figures.
Yeah. What was that guy like? Well, here's the thing: is that also y'all are providing a really big opportunity for people. Like I was on a stream on the UFC stream with Jens Pulver. We're doing the Dana White Contender Series, and every single time we look at these guys, where they come from, and everything. Like we look at the organization they fought in the past. And every single time y'all send somebody like, bro, this guy, he's that next fucking guy. Like I see like a lot of these other organizations see, I was like, man, I've never heard anything from this organization. I'm pretty biased because I'm a Houston guy. Fury's like pretty much all Houston.
H-Town,
so,
baby. Yeah.
Like I see a guy and I'm just looking. I was like, I know who that guy fought. I can sit there and be like, oh shit. Like let's just say it's Josh going on to the contender. Like, oh, I've seen who this guy's fought. And he's
Josh Van, the
he's
Fearless.
Like,
yeah.
See, looking at him, he's like, damn, like. You know, taking all the factors, like whenever I had to be a little bit like kind of like I had to do the yin and yang stuff. Like, yeah, he's good enough to be there, but like the age, this, that,
seasoning,
like,
and all that.
You gotta look.
I don't know that we've got a chance to talk to you. How about that Paris Moran fight?
That was nuts.
He spoke that into existence. A lot of people expected him to kind of be, led to slaughter, and he pulled off kind of the unthinkable, pulled off the upset in a lot of people's minds, man. What was your take on that? You were there. You had the best seat in the house.
That was absolutely nuts. And the way he just finished it. Like, here's the thing, is Moran is really good at his grappling.
Really good
at his grappling. He couldn't hold Josh down. And all of a sudden, Josh turned it up and just got that head kick and then rocked him. Like, man, I trained with Paris. That dude brings it. So I'm like, yeah.
He's freakishly strong.
Yeah, he's freakishly strong, and man, he just couldn't hold Josh down. I was like, for I think I had a conversation with, I think it was in San Antonio. I told him, like, Josh, man, it's like I was both Cameron and Eric. I was like, man, another win. Josh is out of here, and I was like, man, I think it's too early. But then they brought up a great point. It's like, but if you're like doing these to if you're doing that to these type of people, like to the really great, like. Nah, what else can we do? We can't really do much. So he's ready. He's ready to go. You can't overcook a steak, man.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and at his age, okay, let's say
he's 22.
He was young enough. If it wouldn't have worked out his way, he had time to recover and rebuild from that, but it didn't. He was able to pull off the unthinkable, and he's kind of almost off to the races. He's like on that radar. He's on that prospect list.
He's 22, and he's went pro in October of last year. Mm-hmm. So we're in November. He's 13 months into his pro career, and he's got 7 fights.
Yeah, and he's just like, also another one of those things, like if you're healthy enough to fight, then go fight.
And that's
like,
that's his mentality.
Yes.
So, I mean, obviously y'all see he's fighting for the belt in December, and he's fighting Cleveland McLean. I think Cleveland is 15-6.
Yeah, no,
I'm really looking forward to that fight. And we'll be talking about that fight coming up on our Edinburgh card. I'm really looking forward to that Cleveland McLean Josh Van fight for the 125 title. That's going to be a banger, man.
I like.
It's going to be the kind of fight that Cleveland wanted out of Edinburgh also.
I like Cleveland. I like the way I like how he brings it, man. I just didn't like seeing that done to my homie, to my training partner. Yeah. And I just knew, like, man, I just like there's some things that I was watching leading up to the fight. I was like, gotta do this, you gotta do that differently. And sometimes Jacob goes back into that little he just goes back into it. And also I think that elbow right to the back of the head, like kind of.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I like
ref kind of missed that one, I think.
No, they stopped it.
They
Did they?
stopped
Okay.
it.
And I think they gave Cleveland a warning. But what do you do in that situation? Like, if you're Jacob Silva, do you say, okay, I can't continue?
That's probably what he should have done. But as a fighter,
you'll never get Jacob Silva to say that.
That was the second round.
And they just called it a no contest? Because we saw some weird shit the last fight, or the couple cards back when the dude got kicked in the nuts.
Oh, man.
No, it was a pro. It was Hector Sainz kicked that dude in the nuts.
Yeah. And then he won the fight.
Continue, and then they gave Hector the win by
They didn't even go to the scorecard. Hey, that pissed Jeff Rexroad off. He's like, that is not what was supposed to happen. No, of course
that dude's
not.
going in there
I'm going
with
to
an
take
accident.
it. But I mean, there's like nothing you could do about that, especially in Texas. You could appeal it all day long, but they don't give a shit.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man.
It's
Not
like
at all.
Diego Reyes editing a podcast. And I'm straight.
Yeah.
Woo!
Man. Well, shoot, like, well, even just like with the foul in general, I didn't know. Like, I thought like a foul gives you 5 minutes. I thought a foul.
I think he should have had 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, he like it was immediate. Like, well, you got pinned back. Like, you got hit in the back. It was like, you need to see a doctor. He was like, well, bring in the doctor. We're gonna stop it. And then next thing you know, he was like, Jake was like, nah, I just don't need it. And then I remember looking outside, just being like, I feel like there's something wrong. Like, he was in
Flat.
and I know I should have done my due diligence on that end because like I didn't. Like, here's the thing: is like everything kind of happened so quickly that I was like, is he like? I couldn't like. Here's
You're a fighter, man.
Yeah,
you're a fighter, and
yeah.
you're coming at it from that mentality.
Yeah,
I
so I
think.
was like, I don't know how no one wants to keep. He keeps going at it, but then what happens next? Like,
Right.
he tries to go out there and brawl, gets head kicked, and I'm like, fuck. There's it was like already fuzzy, but yeah, no, that part
That's
part
the fight
sucks.
game, ain't it?
That's the part that sucks, especially like because I try not to ever really draw criticism like on like how a coach would handle it now, like because I used to be like, man, like, what the fuck, he didn't stop that shit. Now I'm just like,
Until you have that
oh,
perspective, you
shit,
can't
like,
really
yeah.
appreciate what they
And
go through.
I went to after the fight, I was talking to Karen. I was like, man, it's like this fight. And he's like, nah. In hindsight, like you should have stopped it. I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, I feel I fucked that.
Learning experience
I
for
fucked
everybody,
that.
right?
Yeah.
So we had you set for Ricky Tercius.
Yeah,
that
way
was
back.
March 21.
Yeah,
20.
I think it was March 13th, 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
And then we had the venue. Y'all faced off. Liamana was supposed to fight
Yeah.
Peter on that card. It
Yeah.
was a hell of a card.
Yeah.
So that fight got canceled because of COVID. How long after that did you get the Contender Series call? It was pretty quick, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it was really quick. Well, here's the thing: I didn't know that they had it already set. So I could have waited till after my last fight before that with Kyle Estrada and sat out till then.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
And you didn't want to sit.
I didn't. I had no idea. I had no idea.
Saul knew.
Saul knew.
Saul telling me that, wait a minute, he's going to fight.
Yeah.
Don't tell him.
Don't
Yeah,
tell
no,
me
he's
shit
like-
till after. Were you signed with Jason already?
I had just signed with Jason. I literally like that,
Jason
that,
House, Iridium.
Yeah, that fight literally for me did a lot of multiple things for me. It got me signed to Jason. Then after that, I didn't know if that fight got me into the Contenders, but getting that fight with Ricky was like honestly was one that we've been trying to make for a while. Like do you know how many
Right.
like so Legacy at the very beginning of my career tried to make that fight before the Levi fight, but I remember I broke my jaw and I think Ricky ended up getting hurt too. And then after that, I remember Eric tried to make that on like I think 3 separate occasions.
I
3
remember
separate?
Eric talking about that fight for a while.
I
Yeah,
always wanted to see it.
and it was
Yeah.
Always. I
And-
still do.
Yeah,
I
me
remember.
too.
I remember it was. I remember one was contract reasons for, because I remember I had signed the contract and everything. We're ready to fight for the title and everything. Got contract pulled because I had no idea like it was an extension.
Who
of the
did
contract.
Ricky fight for the bantamweight title?
It was
Liamana,
Liamana.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I remember that time frame, and it was supposed to be Adrian.
Yeah.
but it ended up being Liamana, I guess.
Well,
That
we had
time's a little
signed him,
hazy.
And then I think LFA pulled him and said,
Yeah.
nah, he's still with us.
Yeah, I under
They
that.
basically cock blocked.
They really did. They really did.
Bitch move,
we were
man.
ready. Like man, I was.
No,
we-
hey, I
we
can't
were
say I
ready.
blame him. Smart business.
But even before that, I remember I literally had just started working a week into this job, and Eric's like, "You got to fight, like I want you to fight Ricky." I was like, "Man, bro, I just got this job. Like,
Yeah.
I can't make it out right. I can't even train." Especially at that time, I was like, "I can't. Like, I have no time off. I just got this job, man, bro. Like, there's a lot of shit going on at that time because like it was my first time working in such a long time where
Yeah.
like it was just me." It was just me and my mom living in the house and all that stuff, and like my dad, like because my dad was doing dad shit,
Yeah.
but he ended up passing away, and then like I had to just step up in a role that I'd never stepped into before. So I was like, "Fuck," like yeah, that pretty much is how like that ended up going on. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
You had a
felt
lot
like-
going on emotionally
I
at the
felt
time.
like I
so.
couldn't risk that job.
Yeah,
for a
for
fight.
sure.
And I knew that there was.
You had a
gonna be
family
more
to provide
fights.
for and
I was
everything.
like, I felt like that.
You're doing a pretty good job of doing that now. I
Oh, I'm
think.
trying to. But yeah, no, that fight was definitely like on the radar. And then just the fact how it ended up happening, like COVID ended up shutting that fight down. And I remember having like that morning, I was so ready. I was watching this fight and I was like, I got it. I know what I'm doing. I got it. Like, everything had just clicked at that moment. And then all of a sudden I got a call from Saul, and he's like, I'm telling you right now, like at that moment, because it had all just clicked for me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna knock him out. Get my I had it all envisioned in my head. I'm gonna knock him out, go to Contenders, fight in the UFC, and first got shut down immediately by COVID. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Started crying, started doing all that shit, all that bullshit. I remember
that happened to a lot of good fighters, man.
Yeah, I remember even just going up to the venue and just like kind of just chilling with Eric up there. 'Cause I was like,
yeah,
that like, bro, there's like, it was such a hectic scene up there. It was.
I remember seeing a little bit of that on social media at the time.
Horrible,
Yeah, it really
For
was.
me, it was like, fuck, dude. Like,
We had banger after
this was
banger on
gonna
that
be
fight.
like a breakthrough show, a breakthrough event for us. Like
Yeah.
all the fights.
Hey, man! In God's time, though, in God's time, like, the breakthrough show happened for us. It still happened. Hey, shout out Papa Yanez, R.I.P. Man.
Gracias, señor.
So was the UFC always your goal? Would you say, like, when you started training, did you have a vision like I'm gonna be in the UFC one day, or was it just like I'm gonna train and fight?
Whenever I first started, I just wanted to train. Then it started easing up there, and I was like, as time went on, the more I started training with different people, it started like building up and started being like, all right, I can do this. And then when I started like, I was a blue belt submitting purples and browns and shit, and I was like, oh shit, maybe I can do this shit. I was like, man, but yeah,
They were letting him.
yeah.
I feel like they were letting him.
But yeah, once I got to my purple, I went with Saul, and then I rolled with a lot of those guys, and I was like, oh shit, I'm getting my ass kicked. What the fuck's going on here? And then
My kid's a yellow belt submitting black belts, man. So you know.
yeah, and then next thing you know,
Taekwondo, black
yeah, I was like,
Right.
and then I started learning like the MMA base because I was doing a lot of like X guard, deep half bullshit.
gi shit.
Yeah, a whole bunch of gi shit.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to do that in no gi where we were rolling with the small gloves and getting punched in the face every once in a while. I was like, I don't like this shit.
This is new.
I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. But
Diego, did you just take a bathroom break?
No.
Okay, I was
Check
about
it
to
out.
say, man, you've had like one cup, dude. Like
No,
you've had one drink.
2.5. This is my-
Once that
all
fight
right.
canceled, who broke the news to you that you were going to Contender? Was it Saul or did
yeah,
Jason?
Saul.
Did?
Jason was in Brazil at that time.
So was Saul's like, man, don't worry about it. You're going to Contender.
Yeah, no, it was he literally like made me feel so like I was sad. I'm like fucking like oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, coach. This was the fucking fight. I was like all in the like I was starting to tear up. And I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? Like this was my fucking shot. And he's like, all right, okay. I thought we were about to fucking hang up, and then all of a sudden he goes, well, just to send you off on a good note, you got a shot in the Contenders. I was like, wait, what the
Wow.
fuck? Like, wait,
I didn't even have to do this fight.
Yeah,
What
like,
great
He
timing!
was like,
What
oh,
great timing, man! I
was
love
like-
Saul.
like, you just ended it on like such a. He's like, you got.
That's
shot.
a pretty
He's like,
Saul thing to do.
Yeah, fuck. He just beat you down to the
You feel
ground.
sorry
and
for yourself
and
yet?
He was like,
Yeah?
oh, and
Okay,
He's
boom.
like, well, he's like, here's a little boost your ego with this right here. I was like, all right.
Bang.
So he told you that in March, and you fought in August on Contenders.
Fought in August in Contenders.
And
Yeah.
then who was that Asian kid you fought?
Brady Wong.
And you
yeah.
put a fucking
yeah, that was,
4-piece on his ass.
yeah, that shit was.
4-piece from H-Town.
Dude,
Yeah.
we were screaming, man. We were watching that shit, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's a different experience watching it whenever it's your guys in there, man.
I
And
told Jason, I was like, "Giannis is the guy. Like, this is the guy you gotta sign. This is the guy that's gonna be your next champ in the UFC."
Man.
And like, no offense, I love Leo Mana, and
Yeah.
Leo Mana's a guy too.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
you know?
of course. Yeah.
But Jason was really high on Mana,
Yeah.
and he still is. But I kept telling him, I was like, man, they're both great. Like, they're both great, but I think Giannis is going to go out there and he's just going to put everything on the line, and he's going to show everybody that he's the fucking guy.
Man, you see, I think like, man, it was like a whole general consensus that I think like everybody saw like I feel like you're the only guy that saw that, and nobody else did.
I remember Eric speaking very highly of you and Liamana at that time, and a couple other names.
I'm not even like not speaking in like in a bad sense or a bad term. It's just that I feel like nobody else like go back to LFA, go back to all those other organizations. Right. I felt like none of them had believed in me. There was only 2 people I can probably say that ever came up to me and told me I was going to be a world champion outside of my coaches.
Right.
It was Mick Maynard and Eric. Y'all both told me I'm gonna be world champion.
They're the only 2 that mattered.
Yeah, everybody but nobody else.
Mick Maynard.
Nobody else gave me a fair shot. Nobody else. I felt like nobody else gave me a fair shot, and like everybody else was being promoted. Everybody else, I even felt it whenever I got signed. Because it was crazy because I'm watching all my other training partners get signed to Iridium and all that stuff, and I remember getting signed. I'm like, oh, I feel like there wasn't that much of a parade when I came back my way. And then as time went on, they started seeing that, and I was like, they're like, oh, okay. And then right after,
if they hadn't seen you yet, you just have to show them.
Yeah, no,
that's all.
That's exactly how it happened. Now it's a different story. Now it's a complete different
Everybody
story.
wants to throw a parade for Adrian Yanez now.
Yeah, so hopefully when it comes to the bantamweight strap, I get the
You're like the
parade
Astros up in here, man.
That was cool because Jason called me right after. He was like, dude, holy shit, you were right. It's like, I know, man.
Imagine that.
This dude's he's fucking legit.
So what happened with Sugar Sean O'Malley? There was some online heat back and forth there, and I was really looking forward to seeing that one go down at some point, but it looks like maybe that ship has sailed.
A little bit. That ship has sailed a little bit, but also at the same time, it's like it's working perfectly for what I want. Because I'm like,
it'll mean more whenever y'all do meet up down the road.
So much more
as opposed to
it's gonna mean so
pissing
much
contest
more.
Online or whatever.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But man, here's the thing: when someone because I got the initial response of I'm sitting down, I just got done with the fight. They're like, yeah, he called you out, and I was like,
what fight was that?
That was that Davey Grant fight. Okay. And they're like, yeah, he called you out, and I was like, he fucking called me out. What the fuck, man? Fuck this guy. Let me start talking shit. And they're like, yeah.
It's because you're making your way, man. Yeah. You're a name now.
And then after that, I was like, I heard what he said, and I was like, man, he didn't even sound that bad whenever he was talking. I was like, okay, maybe
people just want to see the fight, man.
Maybe he was being nice, but at the same time, I'm still just like, fuck you. Yeah.
Are you booked for another fight yet?
Not yet, but we have in talks. Worst case scenario, I'm fighting in February. Worst case scenario. So I'm hoping to hear something. Location? No, I got off.
Who is it?
Jason.
Where is it?
Who is it? Where is it, man?
I know, we know.
I've had a couple people turn it down, man. But you know what? I'm super happy that Frankie Edgar had turned it down because I was like, Jason got off the phone. He called me. No, he was like, you'll never guess who. I was like, I don't know. He's like, got Frankie fucking Edgar. I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's
go.
Let's go. Man. And then next, a week later, he called me. It's a hard pass on their end. I was like, all right, I understand. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, 2 days later, I see that he's fighting Chris. I text Jason. I text Jason. I'm like, bro, he might have turned me down, but he fucked up fighting someone like Chris. And come to find out, I texted him right after the fight. I was like, I told you so.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm not surprised, motherfucker.
That's crazy, man, to see Frankie. But I mean, he's been in the game for so long. Yeah. His last couple fights have ended that way. I wasn't expecting anything less, man.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You see, and that's and also, man, we're seeing that on the highest level right there in the UFC. There's a lot of regional guys that are kind of staying stuck around. I'm just like, man, bro, why are you
I say it too, man.
Why?
There's some guys that we won't even sign.
Yeah.
That ask me, and I'm just like, man, I can't do it. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that to you. If there's another promoter out there that wants to do that to you, then that's your call, man. But I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I applaud you on that. There's a lot of these guys that I'm just like, bro, you're in your 30s, your record's upside down now. What
are you doing?
Yeah.
What's the goal?
Yeah, it's like what, and realistically, what
hardcore CTE.
Yeah,
man, I feel like a lot of guys, they hold on to that dream because there's really nothing left to fall back on, and as long as they can keep that fight door open, they feel like, okay, well, I don't have to do anything else right now.
Shoot, Well, shit, I wish I had the same problem with him because every single fight he's talking himself off the ledge. He's like, I'm just like, after that fight with Casey Jones, I fucking suck, God. Oh fuck. Like,
He wanted that finish so bad. God, well, that was such a good fight though. Such a good back and forth battle.
He was straight, just like he's like, man, I'm gonna fucking retire. Fuck this shit, man. I don't want to fucking like, man, I fucking suck. I'm
I'm gonna retire. What are you, 13?
Yeah.
You're gonna retire? Come on, man.
25.
25 years old.
Yeah, I know.
I was about to fucking quit.
So Britt, let's bring Cam in. You're booked for 12/18.
Yep.
Can you hear him?
Mm-hmm.
He's got his Bobby Brown headset on. He's not wearing it now.
He's got Adam. You got Adam Martinez.
Adam Martinez.
What do you think about that?
I think he's old. And it's one of them guys where I'm like, why are you still, like, why? Why?
He's a Factory X guy. He's got a lot of good training partners.
Yeah, nah, I'm taking him. I think I fucked up the last fight. I ain't take Casey that seriously. I expected Casey to fall over.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
He's a tough motherfucker.
Yeah, I ain't like that shit. I was like, what the fuck is this?
He landed. He had you on.
Yeah, me fucking on rubber
spinning
legs.
heel kick that he threw or whatever. Yeah,
He
man.
loves that kick.
Yeah, he threw it.
See, I didn't even really watch no tape on him or nothing. I really expected him to fall over. But yeah, when he hit me with that shit, I was like, damn. I was like, fuck. Like,
It didn't look like it landed too clean, and then I watched it in slow mo,
that
and I
shit
see it
landed
like
clean.
landed.
Yeah,
It landed
back
right
I was
back where it
fucked
needed
up.
to, man. It was clean.
I
Yeah.
remember being right behind Eric and Mick, and as I remember seeing that thing land, I went in 3 phases. It was like, oh no, he's good. It didn't land.
And then you
And then I see him walking. It's like, there's something different here. And then all of a sudden he touches the fence. And I see he's like, oh fuck.
I had the same reaction. I was like, no, I should be good. I was like, oh shit, I ain't good.
Yeah.
Cam's like, I'm fine. That didn't land. Oh shit.
But
Is that Halahead whiskey?
Your conditioning plays a role in that recovery.
Yeah, no, I'm in fucking great shape. But no, that's the most hurt I've ever been in my whole life. Yeah, like even into the second round, I still wasn't recovered. Even during the minute break, I was actually telling Rafian, I was like, yeah, I'm not recovered yet. And so when I had to get up and I'm like, shit, I'm not there. I was like, I'm gonna just fucking go after
round
it.
two?
Yeah, round 2. At the start of round 2, I was like, I'm gonna just try to knock his ass out. But yeah,
We got Adam Martinez on 12/18. You think he's gonna wrestle?
of course. They all wrestle. Everyone wrestles.
He's like, if you look at the last couple fights, he's got that lateral drop. He likes to.
Yeah, nah, I seen that whole
He
yeah.
landed that on.
Hey,
on
watch
Levi.
some tape on him this time. Okay?
Oh no, yeah, no,
watch the tape for this guy. Let's get
studying
tape
him,
study.
religiously. He's old and shit, but like I still think he's dangerous. Like he looks like
He's
he throws.
dangerous.
Yeah,
like
he
has
is, man.
power.
He's a bad
You know,
dude.
what makes him most dangerous is he doesn't care who he fights.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's got confidence in anybody, and this should be any fighter. Like if you're gonna get in the cage and you already think, oh man, this guy's gonna beat me,
You don't belong in
you
there.
don't fucking belong here.
Yeah,
Like,
for
and
real.
there's some guys that do that shit.
I don't understand.
Like, but Adam's the guy that will not do that.
Yeah, no. I know he's gonna I'm sure he has every intention of hurting me. And yes, I'm taking him super seriously. I'm expecting to finish him, but it's fucking. I'm expecting a fight too. I'm prepared for a fight.
You know, looking forward to that
I
one.
should know this myself.
Those
but
Factor X guys are so badass, man.
how many fights will that make for you this year? 4?
5.
4
I think it's my 5th one.
5 fights.
Wait, just the one? Yeah, I forgot. Like, well, that nose. Whenever your nose is.
Yeah, that whole fuck. I was aiming for 7. I wanted 7 fights this year.
That was from the Yanez fight?
Yeah, from the Giannis
So we
fight.
sat out like 3 months.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, fucked up my timetable.
I'd joke with them a lot and say, you fought the off-brand me. Bro. You fought the off-brand me, bro. Just wait till you fight the real one.
So, like, you get past this fight, you're healthy, you're looking to jump right back? Or what's the plan?
He wants to retire if he wins.
Yeah, it depends. It depends how the fight looks. If it looks like shit, I'm done. No, but realistically, it depends what Jason says. If
So you'd like, obviously, to be on Contenders.
of course, I like fighting for you and all, but you know,
We have, well, if
No, hey, we like it too, but we want to see you leave us and go to Contender
we
Series.
actually have a list that me and Rich have put together, and we've got 15 guys
Read it.
on the list.
Read it right now on the
my
air.
name on it.
We've got 15 guys on the list.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't put him on the spot.
Ah, shit.
So as it starts getting into January and February, like the calls, we start really pushing. Like, man, please pick this guy up. Please
Hey
pick this guy
man,
up. Please pick this guy
called
up.
twice
So,
on me.
as long as the record looks good and there's an argument on our part, we we can probably get it done.
Hey man, so
as long as it's not please, he's really good. I mean,
Yeah, they don't wanna
we
do that.
got everybody says that. If we got
And-
something to tell
And you
them,
got to give it to like Mick and Sean are going to do their research.
Oh yeah.
What a lot of these guys don't take advantage of is like you got Mick in your backyard.
Oh yeah. See,
Like he's sitting right there. If you wow him,
Oh, man.
and he's like,
I'm not
Oh,
calling.
shit,
I'm not
gotta reach
calling
for
any
something?
names, but
Come
man,
on,
there were a
man.
couple of fights going on where it's like Mick was sitting right there, and
and he's
it's like, do something to get his attention. You know, shooting for takedowns and
Gay.
wrestle fucking.
Nobody
You know,
wants to see
instead of
that.
advancing positions. Like, all right, well,
shoot, man,
you'll probably
at
never
least
get
do
this opportunity
damage.
again. But
At least do damage. man.
exactly, man.
See,
If
that's
you're
what be pissing
if
me
you're gonna
off.
do
That's
that,
all my fights are. Nothing but damage. It's like it's not. I don't understand. It's like my shit's so easy to score. Like it's like I hurt people, and then they try to stall me out.
You just never know what the judges are doing, man.
I
Like,
think
you
they
never
hate
know.
me. I think it's because I'm black.
I know.
That's what I tell
Speaking
myself.
of damage, I know that is Joe Solis's number one criteria. is
No
damage.
way.
I'm telling you.
No way.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna. Can I talk to him?
That's what he's going.
I
Sure,
wanna
of
talk
course,
to him.
of course.
'Cause-
He is very available, dude. He'll spend the whole time talking. Yes,
Yeah,
he's very
I'm gonna take
accessible.
him to lunch or something. 'Cause
Go
I
go
wanna
up to him.
know.
Oh, I mean, buy him lunch if you
I don't
want.
mean take him to lunch, but you can talk to him at the show.
No, yeah.
Yeah, all
No,
right,
I'm not
well,
telling you to try to
whatever.
bribe him with a
See,
sandwich,
I'm not trying to
but
bribe him. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because I had a fight like that where it's like I came out no damage at
he
all.
would be happy to sit down and talk
I want
with
him
you,
to
or
explain to
and
me.
any fighter that disagrees with the way he scores any kind of fight.
Okay,
He's
see, I
very
didn't know that.
accessible.
I thought it was like you don't.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
man, no.
Yeah,
I think there's some judges that
There are
come
some
back
judges
got
that
no
probably would
business.
come off that way, but Joe isn't one of them. He'll
I
talk
don't
to
think
you.
so.
Oh really?
Just
Okay.
because Joe's got his own guys that fight as well.
Oh yeah. Now I do want to talk to him because sometimes I'm just like, why? I just want to know why. I know.
Are there any guys on the Fury roster that you've seen fight for us that are on your radar? That you would think, man, this would be a good fight next for me, or
Honestly, no.
nobody?
He thinks he's the best there is, the best there was,
Yeah,
best there ever will be.
Realistically, yeah.
Woo!
I feel like
Yeah, we got a loaded 30 bantamweight roster.
We really do. Bantamweight and featherweight, we're stacked in both of those divisions.
Yeah, flyweights.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you got a list of guys that just you.
I almost
This
view
is a
Cameron
hard-
as one of those gatekeepers of the bantamweight division at this point. It's like you got to go through Cam.
It was going good, and then
You gotta go through Cam.
Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
gotta turn this back
our
around.
goal is to get y'all out of here. Like, I want to see all of y'all get to the UFC. Everybody that works hard, trains hard, makes weight, sells tickets, does their shit,
And say yes.
go and says
Yeah.
yes. I want y'all to go to the UFC. If I was a selfish bastard, I'd be like, I wouldn't push for y'all, especially the guys
Yeah.
that sell tickets and shit. I'd want,
Yeah.
man, we got to keep them here. But man, I mean, that's not what I'm here for. Like, obviously, we want to push y'all out of here and get y'all to the UFC, make big money over there, and hopefully we bring in a next. And
crop.
we really count on, like, if I send y'all to the UFC,
You got to give us a cut.
y'all telling,
I
y'all
kid,
telling
I
the
kid.
youngins that are underneath y'all that are coming up in y'all's gyms and in the city, man, like, they helped us, man. They pushed
Yeah.
us. They were great to shit like that. That helps us grow. That helps us grow.
Yeah, and man, like I kind of going back to whenever I was streaming with Jens, like I actually shouted Fury out and being like, look, there's been guys that flew themselves out, paid for their own hotel, made weight and spot that next day. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, they don't understand that you get into fight on Fury, like Fury, you're fighting on Fight Pass. You get this mass exposure that
Yeah.
you're getting, like you're fighting in front of organization.
50 countries plus around the world. We're 80 now? Yeah, I mean,
80 plus. I'm like, bro, like, there's so much opportunity here. If you're not that guy that's willing to stay ready the whole entire time, like, because there's fighters that fall out all the time. If you don't jump out and jump in, like, dude, he took a fight on like 3 days notice.
2 days notice.
Yeah, he showed up and he's like, nah, like I want to fight. Like, I want to fight. Like, that's the type of opportunity you have to have. Like, that's the opportunity that you have to go out there and be like, nah, fuck it. Like, I'm cutting my weight. I'm getting there. I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. Especially with an organization like Fury, because man, you're on Fight Pass. A lot of people don't realize what title that holds.
I feel like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Fight Pass wasn't what it is now. And I feel like and this is a shout out to LFA, like, even though they are a competitor, but I feel like they're also a partner in building talent and doing shit,
Hey,
you know?
hey, there's no competitor. No competition.
So it's just like when they left Access TV or HDNet Fights and they went to Fight Pass, it brought like a whole new aura to Fight Pass.
Yeah.
And it made it like bigger because
They were the first like
Yeah.
major regional promotion to be aired on
to be
Fight Pass. Yeah.
So now everybody's tuning in to watch LFA on Fight Pass. Any other organization that comes in there behind them,
Yeah, they kind of paved the way.
They kind of paved the way.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
You got to pay respect.
Shout out.
Hey, slight humble flex. I main evented that first LFA.
Oh,
that first,
shit, let
Of
them know.
course you did. Of course you did.
yeah.
Of course, a Fury guy headlined the LFA card. Of course.
Is Kyle in UFC?
No,
He's not there.
no. So that's the thing too, man. Like
I want to say I tried to reach out to his team and grab him.
he's
Who's that?
Kyle Estrada. Jacob Silva.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he's managed by Brian Hamper, a sucker punch.
Okay.
That's right.
Damn, Bobby, you just throw your headset down. Come on.
He's like, I'm fucking leaving.
He's out of here.
No.
The mic.
Man,
So
So
you
tell-
main evented that first fight. Pass.
main event of that first Fight Pass. There's honestly there's still a lot of building to be done out like after that, because I remember going back and watching that stream. It's like, oh, there's a lot of things. Now it runs so much smoother. I had coming in like and watching like the free Fight Passes on Fight Pass, like they run so smoothly and everything. Like everything's so much more organized now. That
That's
man,
what I'm
it's
saying. Like it's grown so much,
Yeah.
and it's
It's a
still
credit to
growing.
guys like Diego, guys like Brian Duvall, the DNA Studios, the hard workers behind the scenes,
Like,
Christy.
these guys are the guys who do our stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take the TV truck out there and they do our stuff.
shit.
And then they make the studio available for the
Yeah.
Just it makes for a great team, great synergy.
Yeah, for
Man.
sure. So obviously, and this is me being biased again. In my opinion, the UFC is the fucking greatest company in the world. Right? Period. And they're the greatest fight organization in the world. You being a part of that, and then fighting on a different regional, like what's the biggest difference? Obviously, besides the crowd, but like behind the scenes, the way they treat you and stuff. How does that?
Man, everything's kind of like they're like just this big like structural man, like they help you.
It's a
wake up.
well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's like so they took every step to make sure that
You make weight.
you make weight, you get to the fight, and everything's done like personally. Like, man, on the regional scene, like you got thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Like they have like literally they have like 500 fighters on the roster that they contend and take care of. But talking regional scene, like, hey, there's no way you're like a guy who's debuting. You're not going to send them to go make sure they make weight, go do this.
Right.
They should be able to do it themselves.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's the return on investment on a guy who's debuting to fight for a regional guy for a regional scene, and then come in. It's like, yeah, it's the return on investment is not very high.
Next to
whatsoever.
nothing.
Yeah.
So obviously, if Dana's providing all this shit, the PI, he provides y'all with post weigh-in supplements, food,
everything.
whatever. If you fucking go out there and miss weight, he should be pissed.
Oh no, 100%.
I'm pissed and I don't fucking do none of that shit.
Yeah, right?
I ain't
No,
doing
man.
all shit.
For the
I
people
gave
that
Cameron a keto pop tart.
Man.
Dana's out there providing everything. If you
for the
fucking miss
people
weight,
that like bitch about like fighter pay in the UFC and all that, like they don't take any of that into consideration. Like besides the bottom line number that they might get paid for the fight or whatever, there's so much cost that goes into getting them to that point that people don't take into. They don't have a business mindset. They have a very short sighted mindset about what fighter pay is and what it should be. I feel like.
Well, like even just like someone on my end, like I came from doing like a 9-to-5 job, and then getting my first contract in the UFC. I went from like the Contenders was 5-5, and then my first fight in the UFC was 10-10. I was like, just based off of the Contenders and then my actual fight, I made pretty much my year's salary I would have made at my 9-to-5 job. I was like, oh shit, like holy.
you got
yeah.
5-5 on Contenders.
5-5 on
So you
Contenders.
made
then
$30,000.
30,000, yeah.
Plus your Reebok.
And you got a
sponsor or
bonus.
whatever.
Hey, bro, like we don't have to talk about that. So I ended up almost
Hold a dollar,
tripling.
man.
Yeah.
How many bonuses have you got?
yeah.
5, 6.
Hey, bro, I've only fought in the UFC 5 times. man,
Oh,
so
shit.
Three
Yeah.
at least, right?
No, he's gotten
Oh,
5.
five.
He's got
You've gotten
one
a
every
bonus
fight.
every fight?
Every
Yeah.
fight I've gotten a bonus.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's why your
So-
pocket's
And that's
so
how you
fat.
do it.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
for
But he
everybody
deserves
that
it.
anybody
He
anybody
fucking
that bitches
deserves
about
it,
fighter pay, it's like, dude, if you bonus, and now I know you've got like 5, but I think they changed it up where like even there's an even better opportunity to bonus now than there was over those previous fights. Dude, all you have to
impress
do
Dana, you're gonna
exactly.
fucking-
If you do your job, if you impress Dana, you're gonna be taken care of.
Oh yeah, that night in Austin, everybody
That
like
was a
every
scene.
finish got a bonus.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
like that, like if they're more inclined. Like if you put like every fight on that fight card as a banger and everybody's finishing people, like you're gonna get a bonus no matter what. Even like the behind the scenes stuff that they be giving people, man. Like allegedly, I can't say that because for tax purposes and all that stuff. But yeah, but
Hey, yeah, Diego doesn't edit shit, so be careful what you say. Nothing gets beeped.
We're live. We're live.
Yeah.
no,
That's fucking
Live to
awesome.
record.
5 fights, 5 bonus.
And I had no idea. Like I remember talking to Sean Shelby right after that fight, and we're like, man, all right, cool.
Hey, well, hold on. You dropped this name back here. Hold
Oh
on.
shit! No, I was talking to Sean right after that fight, and then he's just like, "Man, hey, just think about it. $250,000 bonus is like, oh shit! I didn't even think about it like that. Like,
bro.
damn,
Yeah.
all right,
That's
fuck.
the first thing I thought
They're
right now.
like quarter. I was like, damn, so fuck. Man, all right. I got to move different.
Hey, man. Hey, let me tell you about this great business idea. I had.
Yeah, I ain't even got that. Just let me hold $1.
That's what I'm saying, man. So like,
Hey, he wants to take Joe Solis to lunch. All right.
now that I know I don't have to do that, I just want to talk to him.
Hey, man. A
lot
sandwich
of
always
these-
helps.
a lot of these regional guys sometimes complain about pay and shit. And
Yeah.
I try and tell them, listen, man, like my goal is to get you to the bigger money. Right now, the money's not going to be big.
Well-
but if I can get you the right fights and keep you winning and push you to the next level, this is a small sacrifice for a
Gotta
fucking huge
have
reward,
a
man.
bigger
Dude,
picture vision.
I also think of it like this: if you're the hometown fighter guy and you're begging for more money, dude, like you
Sell
should
more
sell
tickets.
more tickets. Like that's like I hate bringing that
Yeah.
that up. You're like, oh, well, man,
I've said that
I'm
before. You're going to piss people off when you say that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth. It is
I
the
feel
truth.
like I'm pretty generous too on the ticket.
You really
commission,
are.
man.
You
Yeah,
really
no,
are.
like you get someone, man. How many people did Jacob Silva would bring? Jacob Silva would bring a lot. How much would Mike Trin bring? Like Mike Trin would fucking sell out the whole
We
arena
haven't
himself
seen
if
him
he
in a
could.
minute. He used to
So-
fight
Let's
our
get
shit.
Mike on this podcast.
We
So-
should. Oh,
yeah.
man.
We
He,
should do it on
he wrestled an
location.
alligator. He's slaying everybody's tia. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking to Mike Trin about.
Yeah, he's fucking Louis Vuitton out.
I know, dude.
Fucking head to
2
underwear.
locations in, man. He's got like
Man.
2 locations.
I don't know if
right?
you heard, man. He's the Vietnamese Crocodile Dundee out
Yeah.
here, bro.
Yeah,
Like, right? Have
I
you
know.
seen?
Fucking awesome. I love Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So like, it's just like you and on the region, at least on the regional end, like if you're not selling any tickets, what's the purpose of trying to bring?
I'm
you in
a
more
good
cash?
fighter,
Yeah.
man.
I'm a great fighter.
I'm
yeah,
a good
yeah.
fighter. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you're here.
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm the best. Okay, but do you put asses in seats? Who wants to see you fight? Who wants to see you be the best?
Oh
If
man,
it's not that many people, well, are you really the best?
Dude,
I was really high on Jacob too, like that. What he fought Christian Lira, I think, and knocked Lira out, and then the next morning Mick called me. I don't know where I was going to, but I saw Mick's number come up across my Bluetooth, and I answered it. And he's like,
Probably
hey,
Mojo's.
maybe. He's like, hey, you wanna go to Mojo's?
We should. I'm a couple howlers in. Mojo
should.
sounds like a
We
better
should meet
idea.
Mojo.
Now. It sounds like a better idea now than it did before we started.
So anyway, he called me and he's like, hey, I got a contender series spot for Jacob. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, do you want to call him and tell him, or you want me to call him and tell him? I said, let me call Saul first. And I called Saul, and then I told Mick, hey, I just called Saul. You can call Saul now, Mick, and then y'all can figure out how to tell
See,
him.
this is how the news gets broken, man. There's like this whole thing, the whole network behind the
Yeah.
scenes going,
But it
who gets to tell him? You want to do it? You want me to do it?
But it was right after that fight with Christian Lira.
Yeah.
Did Jacob go to contenders before you?
He went right after me.
Right after you. Okay.
Right
so
after-
I thought he went before him. So
I
he went right after him?
I kicked it off, and then the 2 weeks later it was Jacob. Then 2 weeks later it was Leo.
Okay.
So like
So they just gave Saul like a penthouse for a couple of weeks and
Yeah.
let him stay there.
But
All
like
his guys were going.
my first thought in my mind was like, "Fuck yeah, Jacob's going." I never
Yeah.
thought like, "Damn, I'm gonna lose the biggest ticket." seller."
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
nobody. I didn't give a fuck. Like,
Because that's the goal, and that's what makes you a successful businessman in this industry is because you provide a valuable service.
now if they
to
call me
these
and ask for
fighters.
his camera, I'd be like, "Nah, don't take it.
Yeah.
That's my guy."
Don't take the
Yeah,
camera.
nah, he's selling most of my tickets right now. Hey,
don't take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, fuck. Like
You
I
call me
yeah,
immediately. They
We're
call
gonna,
me.
hey, what's your schedule like for later this week here? Because we're gonna have to do another podcast for like these other shows.
I know we got a lot.
It's all
of shit
good.
coming up.
It's all good.
So
I'm having a great time chatting.
you've
with
been in
this
the
guy.
UFC how many years? 2, 3,
Yeah, 2.
2 years in the UFC.
2 years in the UFC. Got 5 fights in. Shoot, man.
$250,000 deep.
Hey, that's just bonuses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's just bonuses. That's
Hey.
aside from the fight.
Hey, we're gonna bring Adrian back next year, and he's gonna be $1.5 million.
Yeah, he's
Hey.
gonna have a belt with him too. I think.
Man,
I agree.
Yeah, first off, don't be
agree.
counting my pockets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
man,
Cam was counting for us. That's the only reason I know.
I can't. He's the first one right there. He's seeing me sign off my check. I'm like, all right.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah,
man.
that's goals, man.
No,
Yeah.
That's so for you. How does it feel knowing that this dude's in the UFC and he's like one of your main training partners?
Oh man, it fucking makes me sick. I hate this.
no, you know,
He's full of
I
shit.
mean,
He
you
knows.
got-
If anything, I think it shows you that it's achievable. That you
Yeah,
can do it.
no,
you know?
I came to Metro because I saw him on TV. He's been the goal, or not the goal. He's been like a
I
motivating
know what you
factor.
mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, anytime. But yeah, no, it's super
We
motivating.
have some knee pads, you know. If you need
Oh
them,
no, I don't
just
need them.
say-
I'm a professional. I can hold a squat for 30 minutes.
Oh, man. Baby face.
No.
But no, yeah, it's super motivating. Seeing it right there, I've been there since he was fighting in Fury. It's like
Right.
he saw like I think he was there for my last loss, and he saw the
I came
change.
right when right for the Miles camp.
You saw
Yeah.
the come up.
Yeah, no, he saw me at my worst moment, and then saw what I could do afterwards, and then also too, even just with like
A loss doesn't necessarily define you either. You know,
Mhm.
That's
No.
how you come back from
I
it.
told him all the time I have 3 before I got there. It's like I have 3.
Same.
Yeah, so he's, and then
Yeah.
and then on top of that, like I told him I wanted him to come corner me for my first UFC fight, and took him out there with me, and I just like on the way over there, he's like, man, like, yeah, thank you for bringing me out, and like, bro, like I'd never had anybody do that for be able to do that for me. It's like I want you to show you that it's here. Like I want you to see, like when you get here, it's not something unfamiliar. You know what it's like to be here, you know,
You're
and
gonna be there next
That's
year.
such a smart thing to do, man.
Goddamn right.
Just give me a shout out.
Nah, I'm about to be your biggest dick right now. I'm like, Eric Garcia's the fucking man. Look what he got me.
Just give me a shout out.
Yeah.
So I don't really remember the timeline. Saul got to see you fight your first fight in the UFC.
first fight in the UFC, second fight, and
You fought
we're
without him on one of those.
We
He
no
was
my
sick in
my
the
my
hospital.
third. It was my leading up to my third fight in the UFC. In the middle of that training camp, that's when he started getting sick. And
This fight was that.
that was the Randy Costa
Yeah.
fight. That was the Randy Costa fight. Not saying that's to blame for like how like that performance.
It certainly
Started-
affected your mindset.
Yeah, because I remember just being back there and like it was just weird because he was fighting the day after.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He fought the day
So,
after.
He called. I talked to Saul while he was in the hospital, and he said, I was asking him, man, how are you doing? And he's like, not good.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing good, but don't tell Yanez shit. Don't tell Cam shit. I know Yanez fights tonight, and Cam fights tomorrow. I'm not going to be there for neither one, but they'll be there for each other. He's like, so just make sure, like, do me a favor and just make sure that nobody fucks them around and that they get wrapped up and all their shit gets done. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, so he sounded normal, though.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, so I figured he'd be there a couple more days, and then the news broke like a few days later,
I
and I was
couldn't
like,
fucking believe that,
"You
dude.
fucking kidding me? I
Yeah.
just talked
If
to
I,
him
if I didn't
2
have a
days
little bit of
ago, man."
howler in me, dude, I probably wouldn't be able to keep it together right now. I was so
Jesus Christ, man.
sad and upset whenever the news broke.
That-
man.
that-
I couldn't
That whole
believe it.
fucked us up.
Yeah, it
That
really-
fucked us
I'm
up
sure. I
bad.
can only imagine how it affected you guys, man. I cried at my desk at work, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm surprised like what we went through as like a whole team. Like I'm surprised we stuck through that. Of course, there's like a couple stragglers here and there that like at first it was a different tune whenever everything happened, but now you kind of see the true colors and all like yeah, and
Who's
then
here and who's not.
yeah. And like I'm like, bro, like we're all here to uplift each other. We like Saul's message and like what he always told us was like we stuck behind that, we stayed true to it, and then like the people who did stick true to it, you know, you're still there.
I remember a lot of conversations with Saul, and like he'd be like, "Oh, dude, he's a piece of shit." Oh, fuck that pussy. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, that fucking cocksucker.
Yeah, man.
Saul Solis was always good for a soundbite.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I
like
mean,
he was fucking
or
awesome,
10.
man.
Or
When I would
10,
see his
man.
number come through, I don't give a fuck where I was.
Yeah.
You know, it could be midnight. I'd act like I was at my desk doing work.
Yeah.
And he just about the fights, about this and that, and he'd be like, "Hey, did the guy accept the fight with my guy?" Like, man, they shut it down. What a fucking pussy. He's a piece of shit,
Man.
So like you have taken on basically like the head coach's role there at Metro.
I wouldn't say
Yes.
fuck.
I wouldn't say, but I mean,
I-
he's the most tenured guy there. Probably,
it's
so.
like I whenever I'm there, I run the classes. I make sure that they're like the fighters, or like I make sure that everybody's doing their shit and we add on whatever shit we can. But I've honestly taken a little bit more of a step back because I'm like, bro, this shit gets way too stressful at times. So I'm like, man, I started getting into that position where I started caring. Of course I care a lot.
Yeah.
But like. Yeah,
you emotionally invest in these guys.
Yeah,
And they don't.
And
They
if
don't
they're not,
themselves.
if they're not living up to the potential that you see in them, it pisses you off.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
100%.
why can't you
Show
get,
up.
if you
Just
get
show up.
here, if you get here, I can see you going there.
I'll talk about this one just because like it was so like I like where his head's at now. I remember Justice, like he was one of those guys who would like show up maybe 5 weeks out from his fight and only show up to train for his fight.
Yeah.
And I was just like I would get pissed off and like honestly that shit like would bug the shit out. I remember driving home like, man, what, like are you fucking kidding me? Like he expects all of us to help him out, but he doesn't even show up, like only shows up for himself. I'm like, bro, no. But I remember after his last fight with Eric, you know, which was a really great fight. I remember
Kid had a great record.
yeah, I remember just talking to him. I was like, bro, like, you have the opportunity to change your life. Why are you not taking this as seriously as
How
you
old
should?
is Justice?
Man, he's like
24.
He's
Yeah,
really young.
yeah.
He's really young,
24.
and I think that plays a part in it. Is that young, youthful mindset you think you have forever?
Well, here's the thing. I laid
To
out
an extent.
I laid out the numbers like that I was pulling in at the time and telling him I was like, bro,
Financial numbers.
the financial numbers. I was like, bro, like you can change like your life. Like how many kids you got? 2. I was like, do you not want them to have a better life? This is like, are you? Like I told him, I was like, bro, I don't
And your
have
time
to.
in this fight game is really so short in the grand scheme of things. Like over the course of your life, you got to take advantage of this window that you have.
100%. Because I was telling him, like, bro, look, if I wanted to, I could sit out for a year and not have to worry about shit.
You pretty much had to.
Yeah, like I don't have to worry about shit. I was like, I just
really
don't
is.
want to sit on this. I know I want to do much more. I was like, that's why I'm in the gym, dude. I'm helping my training partners right now. I have nothing booked, nothing lined up, but I'm still there helping my training partner Rafian. I'm there. I'm giving him looks, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking give him a look because I don't want to get my ass kicked. Like I don't want to do that shit. No. So like, yeah, like I let him know, and then I saw like after that fight, I saw a flip. I saw a switch. And I was like,
So he's
oh
in
shit,
there.
he's in there. Yeah,
So I
he's
could
in
call
there.
Justice
Yeah.
on 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. You definitely could.
It's
Yeah.
been a while since he fought for us. What was the last card he fought on?
Mercado was his last fight. That was it 8/14 maybe? It might have been August.
At
Yeah.
Escapade. It was a few months ago.
He fought Mercado.
He should be ready.
I got him set for January.
There we go.
We
Boom.
just got to
So,
lock
yeah.
in the right guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna headline that Challenger Series.
See,
card.
and I feel
gonna
like it's honestly perfect for him too because he's like 5-0, right?
He's
5-0 gets one more.
Talking about that list you have
He's on that
earlier.
list.
I
Yeah,
know
see-
he is. I know
see,
he is because we
like,
He's
talked
gonna be
about
doing
him.
a lot of cornering.
See,
in
and
there.
that's also a thing too. It's like, man, like I like my trips to Vegas too, my guys. So, like, man, but yeah, Hey, that's also one of those things that I try to preach to these guys. Like, look, you gotta be professional. You gotta make weight, and also too, you gotta be stay training all the time. I remember whenever I was getting my shot into the contenders, like they changed my work schedule from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to getting at 6:30 to 5:30, and training. He knows training started at 6.
Yeah.
If
I'm
they
in
did that to my schedule, man, I'd apply my bank
I
statement.
was
Who I am.
I was working in Deer Park, coming all the way to the Heights.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Wow.
And like in 5:30, rush hour traffic, 225. You already know where those.
God, I hate traffic.
Well, yeah.
Motherfucker made it on time every day, dude.
Wrapped, ready to go.
Every
like
fucking time.
I was
God,
wrapping my
man.
hands in traffic. I don't think these people understand what
Could you imagine if you honked a horn at him?
I'm wrapping my hands, guys. Like wait,
Let's
what?
go.
Like you fucking kidding me right now?
Breaking
Like
all types of laws.
yeah, no, I really was. I was being a degenerate driver. So
That was before the UFC or after?
that was on my way to that was my contender shot. That was my contender shot.
That's
and
how
then,
bad he wanted it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wrapping his hands in traffic.
That's what separates the men from the boys.
Woo!
And see, and look, and
100%.
here's the thing too. Also, like you can see it. You can see it in a lot of these guys. Like I know because he's here. Like it's easy just for me to be like, oh, okay. But no, Cameron fights Sunday. He's back in the gym that Monday. And like it's there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Because it's just another day at the office, right?
It is.
You see,
it feels like sparring.
And a lot of people don't have I'm giving this guy a lot of praise, even though I don't want to, and I'm gonna hear it on later. Like I don't
Damn
want
right
to,
you are.
but it's,
Shit.
no, but he's that guy is working hard. Like and also like there's like a trio of us, like me, Rafian, Cameron. We train consistently with each other, and we kind of hold each other accountable. Like Rafian's on his way in Bellator, about to win the $1 million tournament. Like he's on his way, and he's seeing this. Then he's also seeing me in the UFC, so he's working hard. He's trying to get to that position where he's doing that. And also too, we got a guy who we're piecing up when he first got here. Now he's just catching up to us, and that's because he's not taking no fucking breaks. He's not going off like taking months off from a fight and then coming
pro?
back in. Yeah, pro. Yeah,
No, oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
that?
yeah, talking about him. Yeah, he's
I used
coming
to
in.
get my ass
Nate,
beat up.
I talk shit to Nathan. He's an amateur. Like right after his last fight, his last loss is like, you know, you could have fucking beat that guy, right? Like you came in. How many times did you even train for that fight? And he was like, well, I know. I was like, and you missed weight too. You know what guys you can be super honest with, and Nathan's one of those guys I can be super honest with. It's like, and you came in, you're fat. You came in so fucking sloppy. I was like, what the fuck, bro? And he came in this next fight camp. He showed up every day doing 2-a-days, and he just came in and just was like,
Sometimes
yeah,
that
fuck
tough
it.
love is
That's
what they
another
fucking need.
super critical aspect of the fight game. You have to be able to take that kind of criticism because it's coaching.
There's a lot
You
of
have
dudes
to
that
be
are like, fuck
coachable.
this, I
And
quit.
if you
Yeah.
can't hear that without
have that,
getting
man.
so upset that it fucks you up, then I mean, I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but maybe this isn't for you because you have to be able to hear that from somebody like Adrian Yanez. It can't offend you to the point where you're like, oh, fuck you, Adrian Yanez.
Yeah.
I was fine.
no,
and that offended me.
Yeah, see, and that's also like I know even just with like taking on like the like more of a head on role like at the gym, like there's some people that would be like, at the time we're like, nah, like I'm not fucking listening to this guy. I'm like, bro, like all right, cool.
He's just
You
another fighter.
yeah, you don't have to. I like.
Saul.
I'm like, cool. That's exactly what I.
exactly
That's
what I
exactly,
bet.
bro.
I'll bet.
Do you know how many times like we've gotten that? Like, because he like as much as I want to say I took on the head on role, he's a significant part of this. Like he's kept like whenever I'm not there, he's kept it running.
It would have to take a team. It would have to take a family to carry on.
Oh,
that legacy
100%.
there.
And like it's super weird because even like he'll tell you all the time. He told like what Saul would tell him all the time. That Saul would always be like, one day you and Adrian gonna be running your own crew, and we're just like
nah.
no,
I don't
nah.
think so.
We're like, nah, bro.
Nah,
Like,
trust
nah.
me.
Like, nah. Especially like we expected it. Like,
Not
man, maybe,
anytime
like,
soon.
Yeah, we were
Saul.
expecting.
That's
like,
gonna
yeah,
be like 10, 15
Yeah,
years down the
yeah.
road.
Once you're
Yeah.
out of the UFC.
Hey, it was like it was so fucking weird because even like even now we're just like, ain't that fucking weird? It's fucking weird.
Yeah. I bet. I
Yeah.
can imagine.
So yeah, it at times it definitely is hard. But now that we got like more newer guys coming in, like it's so crazy because like whenever we get a new person that comes in, they listen wholeheartedly to what you say, except for the people that saw you come up. Like it's that weird effect. I don't want to take advice from a guy who I've been training with for a very long time. I can't do that. Yeah, so it's like
that's a very short-sighted mindset to have.
Yeah.
I think my personal
and see,
opinion.
and like it's also too like there's a lot of times where I talk to Cameron, like, and Cameron's been in it way less like time wise, a lot less time in the game than I have, and
That's because he's like a lot younger than you. He's like 12.
Yeah. Like we talk about fights and like we break down like and we
I
like
got
tell
my
him the
first pube
techniques.
yesterday.
Yeah, we
Congratulations. Hey man, did you know about Manscaped?
Nah, I
You're
didn't.
gonna have to shave that.
No way.
Yeah,
You
you're gonna,
sponsored by Manscaped?
I was at one. They sent me the lawnmower 4.0.
Let him borrow.
Yeah, let him borrow your lawnmower.
I mean, I only got
Adrian
one.
didn't use it. He's a man.
I only got one pube, so.
You know?
Yeah, you
You're
got
just gonna play.
You gotta
I'm
shave
trying
it.
to be more
Plug
aerodynamic.
it.
Is it supposed to itch like
The
this?
man
I'm not
plucker.
sure.
It's weird. He's gonna narrate.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no worries, no worries.
I had to bust Cam's ball for a second.
I done already forgot.
You got him on pubes.
Like I'm just thinking now.
Gotta
Like
tell ya.
wait. He only has one.
Yeah, just
He only
one.
just one. How aesthetically? How's
No,
that?
you-
It's
you were
Like
saying
where
how-
where is it located?
Yeah,
at?
it's like right in the middle.
Oh,
It
bro,
curls.
that's the weird.
Would you say that having a manager on the regional level helped you push yourself, like get pushed
Oh.
into the UFC?
I'll say like this: I got my manager like a fight or two before I got. Like I had no man. My manager was Saul.
Right.
My manager was Saul. Like he was my coach, he was my manager, and then Jason came in right after that LFA fight with Carlos Estrada, and we booked the Ricky Tercios fight, and then after that, that's how we like it also depends on who you have and who you're with.
Right.
Like Jason is one of those solid guys who's gonna look out for you every single
100%.
time, and like he's done me no wrong as like at all. Like
He's been
whenever
great to work
he's-
with on our.
If you're on his team, dude, he's 100% devoted to you.
You know, he's
Yeah.
the type of manager that will say, I mean, I want what's best for the fighter. So he's probably one of the only, if not one of the two or three, that will allow his Iridium guys to fight.
Yeah.
Like, on a card. Like, he'll put fighter A versus fighter. He manages them both. And there's a lot of managers that won't do that.
I've
Yeah.
seen Jason and you have too, obviously. But I mean, he'll be at Vegas UFC one night, and then he's like the next morning at a Fury show back in the locker room with somebody like Cam Smotherman or whoever.
Yeah.
He's 100% committed to whoever's on his roster.
Every
He's not
si-
going to be like, oh, I was in the UFC last night with this guy. You're going to deal with my my colleague or something. He doesn't have somebody assistant or whatever. He's there for his guys. I'll say that about Jason House. He's very committed to his guys.
Every single time I fought, Jason has managed to call me and give me a conversation. Or whenever I reach out to him, like as busy as he is, he always has time
Yeah.
for a conversation or whatever I need. So.
You know what really spoke volumes to me whenever I was talking to him is like, because I was asking him about like a lot of stuff. Like, man, he has so many guys. And he's like, he's not worried about a Brandon Murray. Like he's of course he's worried about them, but he's not worried about them when they fight. He's like, bro, like I know win or lose, he's okay. It's these guys that are coming up like on the beginning of the card. It's like, man, fuck, like I know this guy's story. Like, man, if he doesn't win this fight, oh my god, he's fucking cut. He doesn't have
cares,
he's like
man.
yeah. So he's like, yeah, no, like the guys, main card guys. He's like, I know financially they're gonna be good. He's like, so like these main card guys, like these prelim fighters that are coming in. He's like, yeah, like no, I worry a lot more about them at times because man, sometimes they got some shit that they need. This fight is what is a make or break for them. So he's like stressing out so much for them. But it's not to say he doesn't care about the main card fighters. He really does.
Oh, of
but,
course, yeah.
But
He
like
cares about all his guys.
yeah, so it's like, just like after that conversation I had with him like that, I was like, oh, okay, like, all right, shit, like prelim fight, like a lot of these managers are really like, oh my god, like the top guy heavy, first guy heavy. I'm only gonna get this guy because I know this guy I can feed this guy to them and get them to the top so easy. Instead, like Jason is taking taking a lot of fighters that a lot of people have given up on. Like, shoot, Brandon Moreno was one of those guys that a lot of people gave up on, and Jason took the chance on him and brought him up. Man,
He provides a valuable service to his client base.
He
why he's successful.
He signed me off of a loss. He was trying to sign me
man.
before my first loss, and then I was like, yeah, I don't know, and then I lost, and he was like, look, man, one loss doesn't define you, whatever. Like I still want you. You're still valuable, and I was like, okay. Even in a loss, he still wants me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with that guy.
It's because Eric stuck his neck out for you, man. Why'd you lose?
Well, man, we're fucking glad you stopped by in the studio, man.
Yeah,
We're
man, it's
super
been
fucking
great.
proud. You've made
Shout out to
me,
you guys.
as a regional promoter that had you on a few cards, proud as fuck. I know Mick is super happy that you came up, that
oh yeah,
you're bred here in Houston, man. We love you. We're excited for your future. We think you're going to be a champ.
See, and
Can't wait.
I had to always give back, like, and say, man, if it wasn't for people like you and Mick, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. Like, I'm never like, I can't take that away. I'll never be able to like no, because if I didn't fight in y'all's regional scene and like the promotion that y'all had, then Legacy and Fury. If I didn't fight for either one of those, I probably wouldn't be in the position I am today because both of y'all set me up for success. Like not saying like the fights were set up, but you put the platform up there for me to like go out there and perform, and
y'all gave you the opportunity to do what you've done.
And I'm super grateful. You'll never catch me say any bad thing live on air. I get a call. Wait, what the fuck? Eric, what the fuck, bro? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just fucking with you. But
thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you
Obviously,
guys,
Hollerhead Whiskey powered
Getting
this
that monkey spirit in
podcast.
us. Space City Collective, shout out. We didn't get much of a mention in for our boys at Space City Collective.
I got the kicks on
They're
though,
always
man.
around.
We got a lot to talk about coming up on another
Yeah,
one.
we'll come up
next
again
week.
maybe later this
We
week.
might
Try to
bring
record
Yanez
another
and
one.
Cameron back.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
nah,
I
he's
like
over
the
here.
idea.
He's over here putting his head against my shoulder, man. Damn, bro. Like, but also, hey, Hollerhead, like, hook me up with something else because I wore this sweatshirt and it's hot as shit in here. All right. It's a Hollerhead. It's Hollerhead. All right, guys. I just want to throw that out there. I'm sweating my balls off
Hey,
right
guys. Hey, I think the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.